Hi everyone, and welcome to the video for the Library and Information Science 30010 Information Fluency for the Workplace and Beyond final project video. These are just a few things I wanted to tell you about the final project. There are a couple different assignments throughout the second part of the 10 weeks that kind of chain together to create the final product. So I wanted to make sure you understood what was going to be due and when. Just like the midterm, on the left-hand side of Blackboard under my course, there is a section called Final Project Information. The assignment sheet, which I'm going to be covering in detail in this video, the rubric that you're going to be graded on, as well as some other resources that you can use to help you with the final project. Okay, so the first part of the assignment is due in Module 6. So this is where you're going to choose a workplace scenario that you want to write about and submit a research question. So in the final project information sheet, there is a section where there's, I think, 6 different topics that you can choose from. So you are a worker in a specific situation and you need to conduct research. So this is a hypothetical workplace scenario in which you are pretending that you have a boss and that you are conducting research to submit to that boss in this hypothetical workplace. So on that page, there are the 6 different scenarios you can choose from. If you don't like any of those scenarios and you want to construct your own, that's great, that's fine. But please give me a little bit about your scenario when you submit the assignment for Module 6 so that I can see if it's a viable scenario, a workplace scenario. For that assignment, it doesn't have to be very long, but just enough for me to see that you're thinking about it and that we can kind of tweak your research question a little bit before we go into the next part. The next part is part of Module 7, which is due in this semester on Sunday, April 18th. Now for this, I need a sample annotation. So in the next part of the final project, we're going to be talking about the annotated bibliography. So in an annotated bibliography, you give a source and an APA style citation, and then you give about 3 to 5 sentences, including the following, which is on the PowerPoint slide. You will be commenting on the author, the authority of the author, the audience that the author might be writing for, comparing or contrasting the work with another cited source, and then a way that the source could be connected to your bibliography. So for April 18th, you need 1 source and 1 3 to 5 sentence annotation that goes along with these 4 things. You should be using the same scenario and research question that you set up in Module 6. So that's how these kind of fit together. Now again, if you do decide to change your topic, that's fine, just as long as your assignment matches the expectations for these 2 parts. So the big part of the project is what's due in Module 9, and this is Sunday, May 1st. There are 2 big things due on Sunday, May 1st. One is the annotated bibliography as written here. You need 10 sources and 10 annotations. This is really important. 3 to 5 sentences. The bibliography citations must be in APA style. And again, how is it relevant to the research question? Talk about the authority of the creator, the audience. How is it relevant to your topic? Also due on Sunday, May 1st is a PowerPoint presentation. It's going to be 10 slides, and it will be, as stated on the PowerPoint again, a title slide describing the scenario, the research question, research findings and recommendations, and resources used. Now, for the resources used, it's not just a rehash of what you used, because that would be in the bibliography. I want to know a little bit about your research process. How did you find these sources? How did they relate to your research findings? I will post a sample on the Blackboard page, so you can really just follow that sample, include things that were included in there. The research findings as well, if you do more than 3 slides, that's fine, because I sometimes feel like you can't cover everything in just 3 slides, although some people can. It really just depends on the scenario and your question. Finally, part 4, this is also during Module 9, because Module 9 is a 2-week module. The last thing you need to do is create a recorded presentation and script, post a link in the discussion board, and then also react to another student's presentation. You can use anything that you feel comfortable with as long as you can post the video on YouTube or somewhere else online. I'm currently using QuickTime on a Mac to record these and then uploading to YouTube, but I've also used Video at Kent, and a lot of people use KSU Presenter. That's what's asked for in the assignment, but really whatever you feel comfortable with. For the video presentation, I will give you credit if it's done, but if you want feedback on your presentation style, then please let me know, especially since it's during the end of the class. As long as it's done and you've included a script that I can look at and read, then you will get credit. However, again, if you want feedback on your presentation style, I'm happy to give that, because I'd like to help you out with your future endeavors. There's also an extra credit survey. The link is in Blackboard, and that will be due on Sunday, May 8th as well. And grades will be posted on Wednesday, May 11th. So I really need to have everything turned in at the very latest by Sunday, May 8th. Anything after that, I might be able to give you credit, but it all depends on when I get everything graded, and everything has to get done before May 11th. Here are some common pitfalls that come up with the final project, just to let you know. I will, if there are more things that come up, talk about it in the emails and the announcements to the class, but just a few things that generally tend to come up during this project in the semester. Much like the midterm, not enough connection to the research. I need to see where this research is coming from in the PowerPoint presentation. I need to know when it's a research thing that you found and not just your own opinion. I found a lot of people who just post their own opinion. They don't use enough sources. They don't use 10 sources for the annotated bibliography. I really need to see where that research is backing you up in the PowerPoint. And just like in the midterm, citations are not required, parenthetical citations, but they will definitely not be opposed. So put in those research citations if you'd like to, if you're able to make them fit. Again, not using enough research, not using enough sources. Make sure you have the right mix of sources for the annotated bibliography, and then also using a topic or a scenario research question that is too vague or not related to the workplace. Again, my feedback will help you refine your questions, so please make sure to take a look at the feedback that I give you. Another one that is key is not recommending actions to take at the end of the project. So you really need to pretend that you are a worker and you're working for a boss, and that the scenario is something that your boss has asked you to research. So in a real life workplace scenario, I would research something for my boss, and then I would tell my boss what I think we should do at the end of the project. So, for example, in the library world, my boss might ask me to research, should we purchase a specific type of software for the library? Yes or no? Why? Maybe at the end there might be some special consideration. So, for example, Adobe Creative Cloud. Do I want to purchase a cloud subscription, or do I want to purchase a full subscription? That was a recent topic that we had to talk about at work, and in our situation, Creative Cloud was the way to go because Adobe is selling less and less of the full model. And so to get the support we needed to go with the cloud subscription. So in your situation, you may find some special considerations like that as well. Again, resources to help you. This video, the final project information that I posted, there will be a sample project posted, as I mentioned, and then the weekly announcements. If there's anything that comes up that's not in this video, much like in the midterm, I'll be happy to include that in your weekly email as well. Good luck. Email me if you run into any trouble, and make sure to take a look at all of the other information that's included in Blackboard as well.